So we're going to work with the same bonds again, except now we're going to issue them at a discount. So we've got the $100,000 bond, 2 years, 10%, interest payments, $630 and $1231. But now they are issued at 98. So we take the face value of 100,000 times 0.98, and the cash we'll receive for issuing them is the 98,000. Meaning the discount on the bond payable is 2,000. So let's see what happens here when we have to go and pay the interest. The basic principle is that you're borrowing, you're going to have to pay back 100,000, but you haven't really gotten the use of all of that money. You've only got to use 98. So that's going to increase the real cost of borrowing on this bond issue. And we'll just see how that works here. Okay, so when we make the interest payment is going to be the same amount whether you issue the bond at a premium, at a discount, or at face value, because it's based on the face value of the bond and the stated interest rate. So our semi-annual interest payment is still going to be $5,000. But we have to do what's called, we'll amortize the discount over the life of the bond. And that's really, with each interest payment, we're going to tack on a little of that discount, and it'll increase the interest expense for the bond and reduce the discount. So let's see how that works. So when we do this, we've got, let's see if we can. So basically what happens is, here's the cash of $5,000 that you're still paying out. You had a $2,000 discount. You have 4 periods over the life of this bond. You take the life of the bond times the number of interest payments each year. So 2 times 2 is 4. With most of your homework, it'll be 2 interest periods a year times 10 years or times 5 years, or whatever period the bond is. But here we've got 4 interest periods, 2 for each year. And so we're simply going to divide that 2,000 by 4, and with each interest payment we're going to tack a little on. So the discount, we're going to amortize 500 of the discount each time, and you'll notice that the cash payment is the 5, the amortization of the discount is 500, and then that brings the interest expense to 5,500. So over the life of the bond, you're going to have interest expense of the 5,500, and over the life of the bond, you'll have amortized all of the discount. I think that's easier to look at on the T accounts. So here, this is the cash flows associated with the bond, and those are exactly the same as, well, not exactly, you only got 98,000 here. But so you start out with the bond payable, the cash, and you start out with a new account here, the discount on bonds payable. And so as we make each interest payment, we've got 5,000 is the interest expense, that's the cash that's paid out. But you add to that the 500 discount that's getting amortized with each payment. So the interest expense over the life of this bond is going to be 22,000 rather than just the 20,000 it was when we issued it at face value. So bonds issued at a discount, it have a higher cost of borrowing. So things to keep in mind, cash payments are the same, no matter whether it's premium, discount, or at face value, but the interest expense will depend upon how amortizing the discount or the premium on the bonds payable. Okay, so, and the bond, if it is held until its maturity date, will still come off the books at its face value because all of the discount will have been amortized. Okay, so that's your accounting for the discount on bonds payable. And on the notes, it takes you a little bit more step-by-step through it if that would be helpful.